Sup guys, it's Kosh, and today we will do our best to go to the automation in 64 as fast as possible. So when you just start out, what you need to do, you will need to place your building in the following manner. You will have your extracting channel over here. Behind that you will get the pump reverse valve that will then evolve in the higher tier pump. On the sides you will get the vents early on, and at the bottom you will get the destabilizers that will allow you to get a good fast start. Now there are two options how you can do that. You can play it manually by clicking. It's pretty effective, but I use a clicker. That makes everything faster, so I can just destroy those blocks like there is no tomorrow. You can download any software. I use the Logitech G Suite, mapping it to one of the mouse buttons, and it just speeds up the time, speeds up the things, and later on it will be irrelevant. It's just pushing you through the stage where you will need to manually click things quite a lot, which I don't really like for the prolonged period of time. So, the idea of the game that as you mine the blocks, as you go deeper into your mining facility, each of those have their unique depth. You can see it by clicking, pointing over your extractor. And as you go deeper, you will unlock more and more different elements, stones that will unlock new recipes for you, making it more complex. Alright, so what you do first, you will just go through this area like that, totally destroying those rocks. And at the same time, you would like to have some of those production buildings. Charonite enrichment vat will allow you to create the yellow elementine out of the black and purple blocks, so you would like to have a couple of those. I usually have them 3 per each extractor, but it's not necessary to have that many. And then you get Charonite some. This one is pretty cool because it creates purple stone for you, although they all require resources, so you will need to produce quite a lot of those. And the last one is beta peeling oxidizer. This will create the black things out of the red things, and you will need a lot of those later in the game. Let's build them, I don't know, somewhere here. It doesn't matter right now, we will move them later. For now, let's build 2 of those over here. The problem is that they require 8,000 of red blocks in order to start working, and that's a lot. So yeah, you have 2 options. You can either prolong your mining area in order to get more of the normal resources, because as you go, you will get less and less black blocks. First you will start getting some yellow blocks, then some purple blocks, then it will all become the red blocks. And the only way to get the black blocks at those points is to refine the red blocks using those machines and refining everything basically in order to get those resources. Honestly, it's pretty resource effective as well, so it's a good way to go. Although you still would like to expand your production to some point, because this is manual labor and we want automation, right? So in order to automate your production line, you will need higher tier buildings. They input more resources and you won't need to refill them as fast. For example, this pump isn't lasting that long as this one, and it's also faster, allowing you to get more gains and get rid of some of those coolers and put more miners over there if you want auto production. Yeah guys, I will give you the tips for both automatic and manual production. If you are clicking manually like that, I advise going auto because this is very slow. Like your manual clicks, they will take forever, so you are better off with the mining buildings. But this line output is really efficient for macro because you can just slide your finger back and forth and destroy those blocks. So if we want to automate everything, we would like to rely on the machines. We got entropy resonator. How does it work? It attacks all the blocks around it. It doesn't go one by one, it just attacks everything around it per tick, so it's a really good idea to make use of it for several blocks. The more the merrier basically. So here, if we make a line like that over here, they will work on 3 of those blocks. We can also create additional production line at the bottom, and that will allow it to work on 2 on extra blocks from the bottom. So let's do that. Bam, we create extracting channel. We create the reserve valve, a pump, feed it, and it will start creating things here. Oh wow, this is slow. Let's get more coolers. There we go. And they will be attacked as well. That way you will get double production per each of those. So I advise going like that in a linear manner if you want to automate things. That will be more efficient. Moreover, you will get influx of the lower tier resources that will help you to automate things later, and it's almost free. So yeah, and it's really cheap to create because it uses the main mechanics from your previous production line. So we will add one more on the right when we'll get enough black blocks. And yeah, especially if you're doing manual automatic labor without the clicker, those production buildings will be even more efficient for you, because right now I need like 2k purple things in order to create additional extractor, and I don't have that, and getting this from those blocks will take forever. So for me it will be easier to go AFK for that time, for example, but yeah, we are rushing this, right? So we keep destroying the blocks, and your main goal is to make your first extractor to go as deep as possible, because we need to unlock more resources as we go deeper, because those will be key resources for us. So it's already some sort of automation, because you just launch those things if you don't do macro, refill the buildings, and they last for quite a while, and just chill and wait until they are finished. So I think we're already somewhere here, right? You just need to learn to properly balance your resources at this point, because everything is built will be pretty much auto, and honestly, right now the rate of gathering resources should be pretty good for you. There is a way how you can optimize it, but at this point I wouldn't advise that. Moreover, you can delete the buildings with the Q button, but right now it's a bad idea. It's better to leave it as it is, because deleting the buildings at this point of the game returns really low amount of resources. If you build a recycling tower though, that will return you 90% of the resources spent, and that will be something crazy already. At this point you can reshuffle your base. Yes, you will lose some resources, small amount, but overall it will help you to rebuild your base and try different tactics and different layouts. So what can we do right now to make it faster? Since we got the recycler, we can remove the buildings. At this point the blocks are not destroyed fast enough, so we need more miners. We can remove the industrial destabilizers and put them on the left where we got those coolers, because we don't need those coolers right now. It doesn't matter how fast we put the blocks out, they stay here for way too long. So at this point of the game we can replace them with the destabilizers. Let's do that. So we'll put destabilizer here, and if you want to build the building on the area where the block is, you can just click it and destroy the block, and then you will automatically put the building in the place where it's supposed to be, basically. Let's upgrade this one, put the resources in, and we will remove those in the middle. That will make him, yeah, important notice. That will make the buildings cheaper, since each building you will get will make everything more expensive. Getting less buildings but by selling the unnecessary ones will make it cheaper for you. So right now it costs 2.4k black blocks, and when we build another one it will be more expensive, 2.9k. If you want to destroy something and you can see what's there, you can press Alt, and that will show you what's hidden on that node. You gotta click on the ground area, and that will allow you to get to, well, what you want to get there. So now let's put more entropy resonators here, and that will speed up the mining. Yeah, it works way faster now, especially if we will fill all those destabilizers. There we go. That's almost automatic now, isn't it? That's great. We will need yellow things as well. They are running low. And some of that. And yeah, we have another extractor ready right now. So yeah, this stuff, like this layout, will help you to get the basic output ready. And I think it's a pretty effective strategy. You might want to make a different layout, but this one will work, and it's also really efficient with macros and clicking, because you don't need to go far away. So it will take some time for you right now to go to the next stage, because you need to go pretty deep on your first miner here. So I advise you to manually help it, or just wait and just refill things, and you might even expand this production line. It's okay. It will help you out later, and if you would like to get rid of it, you can sell it and get those resources back. And we're here. So, at some point you will get this green block. And this one is really hard to break. It's taking forever to break. So, even with the clicker, it takes a while and you get your first hell gem. Now this is where the game changes. It's still a beginner's guide, because once you will get hand of the hell gem mechanics, you will be able to carry it into the later game until some point where everything will change, but I don't want to spoil everything to you, right? So it will last you for a while. So what do we need right now? We will start getting those hell gem blocks that are really hard to break, and automatically or manually it will take forever. Take a look at that. I don't know, do we have one of those again? And that's why it's good to have additional miners here that will allow you to get extra resources while you are fighting with the hell gem. So you will not run out of resources. Let's see how long it will take us to break it manually. I'm actually curious. So I think it will be about... it's not that long. It's long, but not that long. About 30 seconds, but it's still pretty annoying. In any case, when you get 4 of those, 4 hell gems, you will be able to make hell gem destabilizer. And yeah, you would like to place it in the right place. This is the hardest part. From now on, you will have to plan your base accordingly. Now here you have 2 options. You can act effectively. You won't be able to cover all the blocks like that, especially if you have the big factory at this point, or you can kinda cover everything. What you need to do, you will need to get a hell gem destabilizer and replace one of your destabilizers with it. I advise going with the one that's like in the middle between 2 of your extractors. That will allow you to destabilize 3 blocks like that. You will also need one of the gems to run it, but once you launch it, it will allow you to destroy those gem nodes really fast. So they will be destroyed even faster than your normal nodes at this point. So let's get some of those. Yeah, you will still get them randomly, but you will need to save up those gems. You will need 32 gems at this point in order to get a hell gem injector. That's something that will change the game drastically. Basically right now, if you will get a hell gem in the block, it will be destroyed 625 times faster, so that's very fast, right? The only problem though, when you upgrade your destabilizer to hell gem destabilizer, it doesn't work on the normal blocks anymore, so for those blocks it will still take a while to break. In order to counter that, you can put, instead of one of those buildings, you can sell it. There we go. And put the normal destabilizer over there. Industrial one. Bam. It will still make digging through those blocks fast enough. You still have enough miners around, but once you will get the block that have the hell gem in it, it will be destroyed fast. Keep spending your high tier resources in order to get lower tier resources so you can keep constructing things. And honestly, I went overnight with this build with the macro on. I downloaded the macro software and was kinda going through everything and auto-filled everything overnight. So in the morning I woke up to 800 or 1000, I don't remember, hell gems. So at that point I was very strong already. But I wouldn't advise doing it right now. You still need to do some adjustment to your base for that. So we are slowly getting more and more gems, and as your mines will go deeper, it will kind of get higher chance of getting the gems. And as you can see, the top row already have all the red blocks, and that's actually really nice because that will allow us to focus only on the good stuff, right? Still, from time to time you will get a gem on the outer edge. You can mine it manually or just leave it for auto mining. It will still get there, but it just won't be that fast. Obviously you can create more of those gem buildings around, covering more area, but it's so expensive right now, and since as you get more buildings they will get more expensive, I would advise against that. So at this point right now you would like to wait until you'll be able to get hell gem injectors. Meanwhile, keep farming stuff here, keep destroying blocks at the bottom and at the top, and filling up your production buildings in order to get more of your core value buildings as well. I do not think that at this point you need more extracting channels, but it totally depends on your playstyle. You can make this as wide as you want to, it's okay. I prefer to stay like that because right after we'll be done with this, we will move on to excavating channel, which is a tier 2 mining building that will allow you to create better layouts for your mining facilities. This is probably the most tedious part of the game, where you mine through those red orbs to get the red blocks in order to get the green blocks. And another important thing, guys, once you will build this hell gem injector, you will need 32 more green gems in order to make it work. So at this point you need 64. The name of the game is 64 as well. I wonder if it's a coincidence. Personally, at this point of the game, I would ignore all other buildings. They don't worth your time. Yeah, none of those really give you any crazy benefits other than production buildings. If you want to get more of those, you can do that. If not, I mean, just go for your main goal to get the automation going. Afterwards, you can do whatever you want. You won't be tied to following those buildings and looking at them closely so they won't fail. By the way, guys, if by this time your bottom production line kinda catched up with the top one and it's kinda producing the green gems as well, you can create this building at the bottom as well. That won't hurt. You will need it there later anyway, but only in case if you can get the green gems from the bottom, because if not, it's pretty much a waste at this point. Hey, look at that, our second extractor already creates gems as well. So I guess it's somewhere below 850 meters or so. By the way, guys, I just realized that when I did the playthrough of this game, I did it totally wrong. I used only one block per mining building because I didn't realize that those miners, entropy resonators, they mine everything around them in one tick. Not only... I thought that they are mining one block after another, which is not the case. So... yeah, don't worry if you feel that you have too many resources. That's not the case. You never have enough resources in this game, so more the merrier. And you need insane amount of black stones, and yellow ones are okay. You don't need that many of them. Purple are kind of important, but not so much. The red ones are main source of black ones, so you need more of those as well. And of course, hell gem is crazy important too, so basically you can't have enough of anything, so always keep stuff running if you can. That will help you out to grow faster as you will progress. There we go, we got 64 of those resources, and at this point we can... oh, we got 66 already. We can act, so we will destroy the building in the middle. Bam. And instead, we will put the newly acquired hell gem injector. Bam. And in order to launch it, we will need 32 green hell gems. That's why we saved up enough, because otherwise we would be slow at destroying stuff. Let's get it on. And now it will fill the nearby tiles with those hell gems. And take a look how fast they are being destroyed. I don't do anything. It's fully automatic. How do you like that? That's insane. You just, all you need to do is to refill the buildings now, and everything will be going very fast and efficient at this point. Now, what you need to do, you need to upgrade the second of those things at the bottom to Hell Gem Destabilizer 2. But be careful. Don't overspend your Hell Gems. If I would do it right now, I would be stuck. So make sure that after you fill your hell gem building, you will still have your extra 6. So don't rush it. Wait until this building will be exhausted and then fill it up, because otherwise it might delay you a bit more. When I calculated the last time, I'm not sure if I'm correct. Basically, one of those yields you somewhere around 2 extra hell gems per cycle. I'm not sure if it kind of works like that all the time. I think it is. So it's not crazy efficient, but it's giving you pretty good bonuses with the hell gems, and you can exploit that mechanics to mine everything. fast. It's not only for the red bricks. Now, when we will upgrade this destabilizer at the bottom, bam, and we will fill it up, we can mine those bricks as well, like instantly. Look at that. Just gotta refill the things, make sure that the hell gems are inserted, and bam, they are being mined like you want them to. The only problem that you will have to refill it quite often because it's very power hungry, but still it's way easier than manually clicking everything everywhere, right? So we already get some automation here. It's not much, but it's something. The next thing what we can get will be underground silo. That will allow nearby buildings around it to be fed by this building. It also will cost some resources, and it will cost the buildings their input resources as well, but you can build it and all the buildings around it will be automatically activated, which is insanely powerful. That's your first step to automation. And well, in order to get there, you will still need to get plenty of those hell gems, and I would advise you guys not to rush underground silo. I would advise you guys to rush excavating channel. That will allow you to create better bases. Which bases, how they work, I will explain you in the next video because this one is already taking a bit too long. But yeah, basically what we have right here is our setup camp, which is working, and this setup might work even when we will get excavating channel as a secondary base somewhere here, right? At the same time, if you want to get rid of it completely, I wouldn't advise it unless you know what you're doing, because you might end up destroying your very important buildings that dig really deep down. And yeah, when you will rebuild them, if you destroy them, they will not be able to dig that deep anymore at the start. So you will have to wait again, which I think you don't want to do. So my tip at this point would be farming this a little bit, saving up enough for excavating channel, putting it up, and this building, excavating channel, it's actually getting the depth way faster. So when you get it, you will be able to get to red bricks in no time. And also you will have more space to plan around your things, so you can get different setups working there more effectively and kind of combine different things. It's complex, but it's worth it. Next thing you would like to get is this assembling tower. If you will be able to afford it and build it, it's not that expensive, but it's 64 of those again. You will be able to remove the buildings and get all the resources back, so you're not losing anything. That's really important if you don't know what you're doing, if you want to rebuild the buildings, especially the expensive ones that cost you rare resources, or if you have so many buildings that they become extremely expensive. If you guys fancy running the macro overnight, this is the time. I will do that right now, so tomorrow I can make a video for you how everything will be built later on, because manually it will work, but I don't want to sit here and feed this goddamn building all the time, and I will need plenty of resources to actually build excavating channel and all other buildings too. So yeah. Additional tips before I leave, important ones. If you ever move away from the base somewhere and you don't know where you are, if you still have the construction going, you can focus on where the blocks are flying from. But in other case, you can save the game, quit it, and come back and you will get to your base, or load your autosave. Those things on the left are your autosave things. So that will be one way of doing that. My second tip, more of advice, would be to actually use auto clicker early on, because manually clicking that, I don't know, if it would be automatic I would be okay with that, but it's not, so I don't really like clicking mindlessly thing. And here it's not that fun. Yeah, after you get to this point, clicker gameplay is almost useless, because you can just use your miners and insert in the stuff, and it's very fast at this point. You don't really need the clicker anymore. Later on it will get even better. You will have to manually just do several things, and in the end it will take a while, but you can fully automate the game, which I can't wait for. So yeah guys, if you get any other new player tips, maybe a different layout for the base, because I'm not sure that is the most effective one, but it works pretty well. We got to this point in an hour of gameplay. In an hour we're already at hell, we are harvesting hell pretty fast, and in like 2 hours we'll be able to make the proper base with the excavating channel and everything, so I think it's pretty good. So yeah, give the video a like, Write what do you think about it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and check out the video description for the playlist with other guides and the playthrough which wasn't as effective but fun. Thank you very much for watching. It's been Stan Kosh. Have a good one. Bye.